George Clooney married Amal Alamuddin this year. Amal is a human rights lawyer who worked on the Enron case, was an advisor to Kofi Annan regarding Syria, and was selected for a three-person UN commission investigating rules of war violations in the Gaza Strip.
Popular movie director George Clooney's life and marriage takes an unexpected turn as his children shocks the public with new revelations. What did his children reveal, and how bad has it affected his marriage to human rights activists, wife Amal Clooney? Keep watching as we dive in. Before we go into the details of his children's shocking revelation, let us take a moment to examine how George Clooney went from one of Hollywood's elite bachelor to a father of two. Stay tuned. George Clooney was fairly certain he'd never get married, that is, until he met his wife, renowned human rights lawyer Amal Clooney. Now, after almost 10 years together, George and Amal Clooney seem like one of the most stable couples in Hollywood, and also one of the most glamorous. Before their marriage, George did not seem very interested in settling down, and Amal was making waves as an activist and human rights lawyer. After living their very separate lives, it's now hard to imagine them apart. Hands down, these two are one of the most gorgeous and inspirational couples in Hollywood. Here's a look back at their epic romance. Stay tuned as we revisit the couple's love journey. How George met Amal and their marriage journey. George says he met Amal at his own house. In July of 2013, a friend of his asked if they could bring a friend to his home near Lake Como, Italy. They were passing through the country on the way to Cannes. A mutual friend of ours said, "I'm stopping by and can I bring my friend?" George recalled. And I was like, of course. Apparently, a lot of people had a hunch they were meant to be, because George's agent called him to say he should take this meetup seriously. He added he and Amal has stayed up all night talking. He got her email address because she was going to send me some pictures. After months of emailing, George had realized they weren't going to be just friends and soon set plans for their first official date. In October 2013, George and Amal were spotted getting dinner together at Berner's Tavern in London. At the time, he was there for Monuments Men's score recording at Abbey Road Studios as the film's director. "That was a good first date," George told The Hollywood Reporter of their outing. He continued, "Pretty quickly, things escalated once I was in London." They spent Christmas that year together in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Early the next year, in February 2014, the new couple went on a trip that made the actor realize he wanted to spend his life with Amal. They went on a safari trip to Africa in Kenya and visited a tourist attraction called the Giraffe Manor. Apparently, Amal's favorite animal were giraffes and had picked visiting the manor. George said looking at Amal having a nice time playing and smiling with the animals was the first time he thought about marrying her. George and Amal then spent most of March jet-setting together. The couple took a trip to the Seychelles and Tanzania, then to New York City, where they reportedly stayed at the Carlyle Hotel. Later that month, they were spotted at Soho House in West Hollywood, California. In April 2014, news broke that George had proposed to Amal. Later, he would describe the proposal as a horrible moment in an appearance on The Ellen DeGeneres Show. George explained that he planned a romantic proposal and had cooked dinner for Amal, but that everything about his plans went wrong and the proposal ended up being a 25-minute-long disaster. "I did all the stuff, got down on my knee and did all the things you're supposed to do. I had a playlist with my Rosemary Clooney songs on it, and I was waiting for this song, why shouldn't I? And it played and she's like, holy shit!" And she just kept staring at the ring going, "Oh my God." It was 20 minutes of me on my knee, waiting for her to say yes because she was so shocked. She only said yes when Goody Goody came on, George explained. On September 9, George and Amal made their public debut as a couple at the Celebrity Fight Night charity event in Tuscany. George accepted a humanitarian award and talked a bit about the upcoming wedding, and Amal also showed off her 7-carat emerald-cut diamond engagement ring. On September 27, the couple tied the knot in an intimate ceremony at the Amman Canal Grand Luxury Resort in Venice, Italy, a country that is clearly close to both their hearts. Although the couple tried to keep the wedding ceremony details as secretive as they could, in a bid to escape the public paparazzi and keep the wedding as intimate, word got out eventually. We didn't tell anybody else that we were going to do it, but eventually somebody figured it out. Oh my God, once people got wind of it, it became an event. We took a bus from here to Venice, then we got on a boat, and once we got on the boat, there were so many paparazzi and so many people standing there waiting. We were sitting down in the boat, and I was like, you know what? Why are we hiding? Why are we ducking? We shouldn't be ashamed of this. And we got up and waved, George recounted. On October 2014, the couple honeymooned in complete isolation in their mansion in the English countryside. The U.S. Weekly reported at the time that no one else was welcome on the property, not even family. But they made an exception and welcomed caterers who delivered all their meals. Clooney, George Clooney's net worth. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Clooney's estimated net worth sits at about $500 million. While that's not a verified figure, with his features in dozens of high-ticket films like Ocean's 11 and Michael Clayton, the sale of his tequila brand Casamigos, or his partnerships with companies, it's safe to say he and his wife Amal and his two children, Alexander and Ella, are set for life. George Clooney has been married twice. While he is currently married to Amal, he was previously married to actress Talia Balsam, with the union lasting 4 years before both separated with a divorce. Here's a look back at George Clooney and Talia Balsam's relationship. George's previous marriage. According to Vanity Fair, Talia and George Clooney hit it off while co-starring in a local play in 1984. George, who was just 23 at the time, was trying to establish himself as a serious actor. Talia Balsam, then 25, was doing the same. Still, she came from a line of Hollywood stars. Her mother was actress Joyce Van Patten, sister of actor Dick Van Patten, and her father was actor Martin Balsam. The pair's relationship wasn't without its challenges. After dating for a while, Talia and George broke up, but not for long. They decided to get back together, and George later proposed. In December 1989, the couple proclaimed their love with their Las Vegas wedding. The marriage didn't last forever, with George allegedly filing for divorce in late 1992. He would later reveal that the union's failure was his fault, and that he didn't give Talia a fair shot. George clarified his stance, as he did many times in the ensuing years, telling the Los Angeles Times in 1997 that Talia didn't do anything wrong to him, and confessed that he was the one who wasn't willing to fix things. He revealed that the major reason was his reservations about having children then. Following the dissolution of his first marriage to Balsam, George famously made disparaging comments about the institution, mainly about his skills as a husband. Despite its eventual unraveling, the relationship seemed to be based on real love. George told Vanity Fair in 1996 that he married the one girl he truly loved and had loved for years. Contentious divorce notwithstanding, neither actor has said a bad word about the other since their split in 1992. Following his divorce with Talia, Nicole Kidman and Michelle Pfeiffer bet the actor $10,000 each that he'd have kids by 40. "They think it's that I hate kids," he said of his reluctance to become a father, "but I adore them." The Moulin Rouge star followed through when George's 40th birthday passed, sending a check, but the actor declined to take it, countering with double or nothing for his 50th. George and Amal's recent public appearance. On September 26, George and Amal recently attended the Clooney Foundation for Justice's The Albies, an organization they founded in 2016, and George couldn't help but gush over Amal during the event. "I would support anything my wife is involved in," he told People, when asked what it means to have Amal's support. Amal had equally sweet things to say about her husband and told the outlet, "He's an amazing advocate, and it just means so much to me to be able to do this work together, and for him to help bring to life some of the stories that we're telling tonight." Before heading inside to the venue, the Clooneys posed for photos together on the red carpet and were perfectly dressed for black tie. Amal wore a slinky black velvet Versace gown with minimal jewelry and a bright red lip, while George looked dapper in a black tuxedo worn with a bow tie. The spouses couldn't help but wear big smiles for the cameras. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.